Seymour! Superintendent, I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
Oh, that isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams.
Ooh.
Happy Halloween. Limited time pumpkin spice special K. I also have limited time pumpkin spice Cheerios. I'm missing the mouth on this mask. Figured I would use my own mouth for something besides talking. Anyways, I got a few things to show you before starting this new reaction. For example, I made some real progress on my Pirates of the Caribbean review. Now, these guides, they allow me to know, I put them in spots to allow me to know, oh yeah, I plan to put this there, put that there. So because the guides don't move with what I add in there, I have to edit from the end to the beginning. But since I'm, getting really close to the beginning on the guides, I'm almost done with using them all, and then I could upload the video as is or see if there's any other parts I'd like to do some editing on. Let me just show you a quick preview of something. I'm sure Elizabeth is at least 18 years old, but the actress Keira Knightley was 17 at the time this was being filmed. Yeah, pretty awkward to hear these lines after you know that.
He said you'd say that. He also said if that be the case, you'll be dining with the crew, and you'll be naked. Fine.
Her parents actually had to be present in order for her scenes to be filmed. I wonder if at any point they were extras. Let's just move on to what truly is important here. Barbossa explains the curse to Elizabeth. Hey, they are on the Black Pearl, and they are cursed. Oh, that's where the title comes from.
He said it! He said it!
Elizabeth tries. Okay, so I like to occasionally put jokes like that within the videos I edit, or movie reviews I edit. If you've seen my review of the first Sonic movie, which I uploaded in 2021, you'll see I put I put some Family Guy and South Park references in there, among others. So yeah. Anyways, let's get started on the subject matter of this video, and that is to react to the brand new AVGN episode. I mean, honestly, the timing is perfect. James Rolfe, who started Cinemassacre, has uploaded an Angry Video Game Nerd episode, an AVGN episode, Doom. That's going to be awesome. He's talked very positively about Doom. He has mentioned Doom in the past on multiple occasions, whether he's even played it on some of his reviews, like when he was reviewing the Sega 32X. He showed the 32X version of Doom, how the graphics looked really great in 32-bit, but the sound was terrible. And then when he was reviewing, I think it was on the Atari Jaguar episode. I mean, these were so long ago, but I've seen these episodes so many times. It's just been so long. He also played the Atari Jaguar version of the original Doom, which he said actually was as close as it gets to the PC version, so it looks really good, at least for the time. but for some reason there was no audio. There is audio. There was no background music. There's audio, the sound effects, the shooting, the killing, whatever. But anyways, this will be awesome. The timing is perfect because I was going to record this reaction last night, but I instead, when I got home from work, decided to spend that time with my wife watching a new Netflix exclusive series that's in Spanish, English subtitles. My wife's Mexican. She's into a lot of the Mexican culture, although she's raised here in the U.S., so she's definitely an American. Like, she's more into the U.S. stuff than Mexican stuff, but she holds true to that sometimes. And what was I going to say? So I'll record this today. Decided to do a little Halloween trick at the beginning, and this steamed hams, but every time Skinner lies, the moon gets nearer, like the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask moon. That appeared in my recommendations, so the timing was perfect. I figured if I started with that, that'd be interesting. Anyways, let's get to this video now. Okay. Let me guess. ExpressVPN sponsorship.
Thanks for watching this episode of Angry Video Game Nerd, just in time for Halloween, and this one's been a long time coming. Before we get into it, let me tell you about this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN.
Of course it's ExpressVPN, I do it. Hey, he's got to make money, but I don't really care for the ad.
Again, we're 100 servers to choose from, Massacre, or by clicking the link in the description below.
Ooh, there's...
This Halloween, I think it's time for a real treat. We're going back to one of the best horror games of all time, Doom. I remember when this came out, it was so badass, you couldn't just say Doom. You had to say Doom, or fucking Doom. A proper example in a sentence would be, hey, when I get home from school, I'm gonna play some fucking Doom. It was more than a game. It was a rite of passage. If you play this, you're cool. Enough with all that other shit. This is the real deal. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was playing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're an officer on board this ship, and I require you to perform your duty. That is an order, Commander.
Oh, yeah, like Data would...
Look, come on. Let me use it. 5 minutes. I'll pay you back.
There was even a rumor that somebody got Doom running on a McDonald's kiosk, but that wasn't true. But somebody actually did get Doom running on a McDonald's cash register.
That person probably got fired. You're not supposed to do that, man.
Doom was the reason computers were invented. It was one of the first times I ever heard about
computers were invented decades before that. What are you talking about?
System requirements. Megabytes? What the hell is that shit? Will it work on my Commodore 64? Let's find out.
I don't know. Oh, that does not look good.
Well, I guess I'm not cool. No Doom for me. Hey, that's fine. I'll wait.
Oh, come on.
So while that loads, I'm going to talk about my memories of Doom.
Why don't you play
Before
a different
Doom,
console?
first-person shooters, FPS, wasn't what it is today. Back then, FPS stood for fucking piece of shit. Just look at Fester's Quest. You can see what I mean. At the time, I thought it was great. Never could I have imagined.
I played a lot of Faceball 2000 on my Super Nintendo. I get that the game is just, compared to what you can get now or even just a few years later, no. But I enjoyed the game. It's a hard game. It's actually pretty hard. Like, what I remember, the yellow enemies are stupid as hell. You kill them in one hit, and they don't even really try to attack you. They just walk around like idiots and shoot at nothing. Green ones actually do try to hit you. They're still pretty easy. Some of them take multiple hits. Some of them take one hit. The blue ones are stronger. They're faster. They also shoot faster. They try to kill you with their shots as well. There's different varieties. There's like a vampire one that's kind of interesting, and then the red ones are even more deadly. They shoot faster. They're a little bit stronger than the blue ones. And what else? The red ones also. There's one that's a sonar that makes it pointless to go camo because he'll sense you or something. It's irritating. But anyway, no, the game is actually fun. It's just a hard game, but once you beat it, it's pretty satisfying.
That three-dimensional games will become so much smoother and more detailed. But then id's game. At the time, I thought it was great. Never could I have imagined that three-dimensional games will become so much smoother and more detailed. But then id Software dropped on us Wolfenstein 3D. Holy shit! And then, in '93, came the big motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Doom.
Yeah. Who hasn't played this game?
It melted our faces, blew our minds, stained our pants, both sides of the pants.
Oh.
Even the instruction manual had one of the best plots I have ever read. You're a tough, mean-ass space marine who gets sent to Mars for assaulting a superior officer. There's a line that says, matching heads with torsos to send home to the folks became a full-time job.
Wow.
All the trouble starts when something evil comes out of an interdimensional gateway. Your radio picks up the sounds of combat, guns firing, men yelling orders, screams, bones cracking. Then finally, silence. The way it's written chills your bones and gets you ready to play. When this came out, it was a genuinely scary game. You never knew when a demon was lurking around the corner. Sometimes you'd hear a snarl. You'd jump and say, whoa, where is he? Where is he? It makes you paranoid as fuck. You had to watch your back. And then when you least expect, those evil bastards would get up in your face.
Yes.
This is a game where the sound plays a big part. You had to listen so you know what's coming. And when you shoot those demons, those growls and screams are so brutal. You never get bored of hearing it. It's so satisfying to gun them down. The way their bodies fall into bloody piles is priceless. Some of them, their guts spill out, and it's amazing. I couldn't believe such a gory video game could exist. It's one big, beautiful fucking bloodbath.
Oh yeah.
It was shocking, it was sick, and messed up. It wasn't just a game you play for fun. This is a game you play to blow off some fucking steam.
Hell yeah.
Have I been saying fucking a bit much? Well, that's because I'm talking fucking Doom.
Oh yes.
Man, I just want to play it now.
Well then play it on one of your consoles. You have a Super Nintendo, play it on that.
Let me ask, in video games, what happens to enemies after they're defeated? They disappear, right? That's usually what happened, but not in Doom. The corpses stay on the ground.
Yep.
You could even leave the room, come back, and they're still there. I didn't even know programming that was even possible. It's handy, too. Whenever I get lost, I just look for the trail of dead bodies to see where I've been. It's easy to get lost, as the mazes get more complex as you go on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you almost have to play with the map screen on, which is kind of funny, because now you're just an arrow. Kind of feels like you're controlling the spaceship and asteroids. By the way, you could even hump the walls. Oh, and those weapons. Man, those weapons. It feels triumphant when you pick up a chain gun, or a plasma gun, or a chainsaw. There's nothing more vicious and foul than when you're grinding away at a demon's face.
Yes.
Oh, damn! Just think, since Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the idea of chainsaws being depicted as weapons was a pretty savage concept. I'd never seen it done in a game in such an epic, bloody way. And then there's the BF fucking G. Yes, the big fucking gun. Don't
Big
give me that
gun.
Bioforce gun bullshit. It's the big fucking gun.
Oh, yes,
and if you
it
run
is.
out of ammo, your last resort is your fists. Man, who goes around punching demons in the face? That's gotta take some serious shit, man.
Oh, yes.
And wait till you get berserk. Now you can punch so hard, some of the demons explode.
Yes.
You don't want to fuck with this guy.
No, you do not. $66.6
Yeah! The music.
66
Dude,
hours.
It doesn't mess around. It just rocks your balls off with the soundtrack by Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Alice in Chains, AC/DC, and more. Oh wait, those bands didn't actually sign off? You can call them sound-alikes or inspired by, but
Yes.
damn, some are identical. Just listen to the comparisons on YouTube. Either way, I'm not complaining because metal and doom go together better than coffee and cream. I've already
Yes,
said
they
this
do.
game can be
Way
scary,
better.
but when you get to the later levels, it gets flat out traumatizing. As a kid, playing this all alone in your room late at night freaks you out. The walls are covered in flesh and blood. There's faces popping out everywhere. This place is bad news. It's as if you're descending deeper and deeper into hell. Look at that. They said it best in John Carpenter's The Thing. You gotta be fucking kidding me. There's a guy crucified with statues barfing blood. There's a beating heart. I just need to ask, how did this place get this way? So, great game. But here's where we talk about all the bad parts. So, what are some of the things that are wrong with this game? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, come on.
It's the fucking best. That's all there is to it. And if one awesome game wasn't enough, well, then came Doom 2. Man, Doom 2's got everything. Even has a famous Easter egg. While facing the final boss, the Icon of Sin, you go through the wall and find a head on a spike, which is designer-programmer John Romero. The legacy of Doom can barely be charted, as it's influenced too many games to count. It's been the subject of several mods, like Mario Doom, Batman Doom, Seinfeld Doom. Subject of several mods, like Mario Doom, Batman. Too many games to count. It's been the subject of several mods, like Mario Doom, Batman Doom, Seinfeld Doom, and there's a ton more weird mods out there. And still, Doom holds up, whereas many other 3D games from this era become dated. Remember Zero Tolerance on Genesis?
No.
No? Well, good. But Doom,
the 90s,
we
I don't
can't
remember that.
forget. When we inhabit Mars, we'll still be playing Doom. Oh, I gotta play it. I gotta play it!
Quit waiting for the Commodore. You have other... Don't you have the Super Nintendo version?
Come on. That WAD file's gotta load. Load that WAD! Don't jerk me around! Fucking Doom! I gotta play Doom! 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 I must play Doom! Doom! I gotta play Doom! Doom! Oh, Doom! I'd sell my soul to play some Doom!
Oh my god.
It's speaking backwards. I know. It's that devil shit. Can you repeat that, please?
Joey, you wish to play Doom? I can make that happen.
You can help me to play Doom?
How much are you willing to suffer for it?
What do you mean? What's the deal? And do you have to keep speaking backwards?
Actually, that would be a lot easier, so that I don't have to think of all my sentences in reverse.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's funny.
Anyway, you want to play Doom, right?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I want to play Doom. What do I have to do?
You shall live your life playing crappy games.
Fine. I already do that. And they're not crappy games, they're shitty games. Come on, you're the devil.
Do you accept these terms?
Yeah, whatever. Give me Doom!
You shall have your Doom.
I thought you already had the Super Nintendo version, though.
You son of a bitch. That's pretty good. Fuck. Well, this is Doom on Super Nintendo. What can you say? Just look at it. Doom guy needs to see an eye doctor. It's so pixelated, it's practically a mosaic. The graphics are real dark, too, but not in a creepy atmospheric kind of way.
I'm glad that we finally get to see this, because when he was doing his 2007, God, it was 2007 when we reviewed the 32X, which is what I was like, God, what took you so long to finally review Corpse Killer? You talked about it briefly, but it wouldn't work, and then you finally reviewed him the 3DO last year. I think that was his Halloween episode last year. But he had mentioned how the 32X version of Doom looked really good, but the audio, like the music, was terrible. But then the Super Nintendo version has great music, but the visuals look bad. I'm glad to finally see him actually playing this version and showing us just how bad the graphics were on the Super Nintendo. Now, please, as those who are like the Zoomers or whatever, the Super Nintendo's never had bad graphics. You could say that the NES before it, its graphics would be dated. Not necessarily bad, just dated. Bad graphics is Atari. But Super Nintendo, yeah, it has really great graphics overall. If you look at through all the games, it's just that it's incapable of having the 3D models and the style that we have today. But when they stick to their guns, stick to 2D, it looks really good. So it only makes sense that a game like this that came out for PC, it wouldn't look so, and it has like 3D stuff on it. It wouldn't look so good on a Super Nintendo. It just makes sense.
Like a murky, ugly darker. It's so pixelated, it's practically a mosaic. The graphics are real dark, too, but not in a creepy atmospheric kind of way, like a murky, ugly kind of way. Enemies can't turn around. They're like cardboard cutouts. They have no back. But on the other hand, the music is great.
Yeah, Super Nintendo had really great sound quality, especially for the time. Anybody who says that the Sega Genesis has better audio does not know what they're talking about. Like, it literally, like, you can find music that sounds like real life music on the Super Nintendo. On the Sega Genesis, it's synthesized. It does not sound the same. There are some cases, like the first Earthworm Jim, where the game designers took full advantage of the hardware and just made it sound way better on the Sega Genesis. But then on Earthworm Jim 2, it sounds way better on the Super Nintendo because it sounds like real music, while otherwise it sounds synthesized on the Genesis.
The control is also very smooth. Strafing with L and R works real well. The only drawback is that you can't turn around as fast as you could with a mouse. You have to give it credit because it's a 16-bit console. They made Doom work well under the circumstances. It even has an online multiplayer feature using the X-band modem. That was definitely ahead of its time.
Huh.
This is a good port, but it's nowhere near as good as the PC version. Okay, you got me. Can I play the real Doom now?
Oh, you're not satisfied? Try this.
He's already talked about this version. I keep mentioning it earlier.
Doom on Sega 32X. Now, this has got to be better. It's 32-bit. That's twice the bits as Super Nintendo. Oh god. Well, the resolution is an improvement, but not as good as the PC. It still looks pretty murky and pixelated. But the music? What's going on?
It sounds horrible.
Did we go backwards in technology? Sounds like somebody shoved a harmonica up their ass and farted through it.
Okay.
This is a downgrade from the Super Nintendo version. You can compare them side by side and see the level designs are actually missing certain things, like this hole.
Huh.
Where'd the hole go? Turning around is still a chore, and 3 buttons on the Genesis just doesn't cut it. You gotta get the 6-button controller.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it has 15 levels compared to the 22 levels on the Super Nintendo version.
What the hell's with that?
Alright, enough joking around. I want the real Doom.
Trust me, I have a version that'll be more to your liking.
PlayStation?
Oh. This has to be good. That's a big step forward.
Whoa, that's actually pretty cool. It has its own original title music, which sounds like the Danny Elfman Batman theme. I think that's cool, but hang on. Did they change all the music? All the Pantera and Slayer stuff is gone, replaced by some droning atmospheric music.
I could see why they would go that direction, but it was so cool
Which
when I was rocking
is still cool, I guess. It's creepier. Oh well. The graphics are superb, almost like the PC. They even added some color tinting to some of the rooms to help you distinguish where you're at. The controls are smooth. Everything operates fine. It even includes Doom 2, which is a big bonus. None of the other ports had Doom 2. So there's not much to complain about here. It's a near-perfect port of Doom. But man, that music, it just doesn't feel complete without those rockin' tunes. So I have to pass on this one too. Come on, can you at least give me one version of Doom that checks all the boxes?
Try this one for size.
Sega Saturn, that's probably going to be pretty good.
Okay, well, Doom on the Sega Saturn. I wish I could say it's better than the 32X. The graphics are a bit more crisp, but it's darker, and the controls are a little more laggy. It also has random slowdown every now and then. It could be a case where playing it on a CD is not as stable as on a cartridge. I don't know. Also, where's the music?
PS1 didn't have that problem.
It's the same atmospheric drone like the PlayStation. No Metallica, nothing. Did they get a cease and desist from Lars fucking Ulrich?
I was beginning to think that, like, is it possible that maybe because the music sounded too similar to some amazing rock bands at the time that, you know, maybe they were forced to change it? I was thinking that could be possible. Who knows?
That music ain't cutting it. You gotta give me a better Doom.
Oh, you don't like that music? Well, see how you like this.
Jaguar?
Why does he keep acting like as if he doesn't know about these games? I'm pretty sure it was the Atari Jaguar. I could be wrong. It might have been the episode when he reviewed Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, and he talked about the 3DO. It might have been the 3DO one that had that came as close as it gets to the PC version, but it doesn't have any music. I don't remember. It could be the Atari Jaguar one or the 3DO one. I don't remember, but yeah. No, it was the 3DO one. The Jaguar doesn't look that good.
Oh, this has to be a joke. Listen to that. Hear that music? No, you don't. There is no music.
Okay,
no music. So you might remember that I've already brought this up in my Jaguar episode back in 2009.
Okay.
Doom. This is one of the best console ports of Doom that I've played. It comes as close to the PC version as it gets. But they had to ruin it with one thing. There's no music during the gameplay. Really? Was there any reason not to have music? But shortly after that episode, I got a message from designer Sandy Peterson explaining the situation.
Okay.
I'll just summarize by saying it was a money issue. From what I was told, the contract with the composer meant having to pay him the same amount for the Jaguar version as the PC version, and clearly the Jaguar would sell far less copies. He ended by saying, "I know that's a shitty reason to leave out the music, but there you have it." Pretty awesome of him to respond, right?
Yeah, it is.
Otherwise, it's not a bad version of Doom. The controls are alright. It's the only version to have a custom keypad overlay. Sure, holding C to strafe is a bit clunky, and the map screen's a little weird. It's almost like playing an Atari game.
Yeah.
Actually, I am playing an Atari game. Okay, that's it. Can you do any better? Or should I say, can you do any worse?
Eat this.
Okay, so there is a 3DO version, of course there is.
3DO?
Oh, God. Whoa. Huh.
Oh my god. Oh my god! The music! It's amazing! It's even better than the PC version. It's like they re-recorded the music with like a real guitar. Even includes some pinch harmonics.
Wow.
So there it is. The best Doom music. But as for the game, it's the fucking worst! The resolution and frame rate is terrible. The controls more laggy and more delayed than any of the other versions.
Damn.
You can shrink the screen to make it run a little smoother, but who wants that? The story goes that designer-programmer Rebecca Heinemann had only 10 weeks to rush the port through development. And I've heard she's real cool and has shared stories about its production. She even shared some behind-the-scenes photos of what? FMV scenes? This game was going to have FMV scenes?
Wow.
They actually filmed a bunch of crazy stuff with full Hollywood-level monster costumes. It looks awesome. But sadly, it didn't make it in because it was delivered 2 weeks before release, and there wasn't enough time to make the deadline. But one thing that did make it in, when you die, your head explodes.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Let's see that again. It's the only version of Doom where your head explodes. Amazing.
Yeah.
If only the rest of the game were any good. Okay, so let's rank the Doom ports. Graphics. I'd say the best is PlayStation and the worst is Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Music. I'd say the best is 3DO and the worst is Jaguar, because there is none.
Yeah.
Control. The best is PlayStation and the worst is 3DO. If I were to give them names, I'd call them Poor Man's Doom, Silent Doom, Mosaic Doom, Almost Doom, Cow's Anus Doom, and Diluted Diarrhea Doom. They all have their pros and cons. This is like a pick your poison situation. And no, I didn't forget about Doom 64, because that's a completely different game.
Yeah.
I call this one Blind Doom, because it's so dark you can't see shit. If only it was the 64th version of Doom.
Wait, what about Doom on Game Boy Advance?
That might not be so bad.
Doom on a handheld console?
I mean, it's probably going to look
Do we
weird,
really
but-
have to scrub the bottom of the shit bowl?
Hey, the Game Boy Advance allegedly has 32-bit. I mean, I don't know if it really does, but yeah, it has pretty good graphics for the time. Obviously, the DS is way better, though.
Actually, this is half decent. For a handheld console, the resolution's similar to Super Nintendo, but it's brighter and easier to see what you're doing. It controls fine. Music and sound are good. Not as good as PC, obviously, but for a portable version of Doom on Game Boy Advance, it's not bad. Okay, there can't be any more of these. I'm done now, right?
Just hang in there. There's a few more.
Doom on the ZX Spectrum? Why would they port Doom on the ZX Spectrum? Why even bother? The graphics are what you'd expect, and the controls are so bad it's almost non-functional. Now you're really pulling my leg.
No.
Doom on NES?
No.
There's no way.
No.
Look at it. It's total garbage. At least it works with the NES Zapper. That's good, I guess. Doom on Game Boy?
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
That's a lie.
Oh, this is below the bottom of the toilet. We're all the way into the sewage plant at this point. Doom on Virtual Boy?
Okay, that's made up.
You know, I thought this would be a cool idea. To experience Doom in virtual reality, but this is way too soon. Not ready yet. Oh, man, at least the blood is red, because everything's red.
Yeah.
Doom on Atari 2600? Yes, somebody actually made this. Doom on Vectrix? What? Somebody actually got this to run? Oh, that's it. I can't take any more. No more Doom. No. It can't be. Doom on Tiger Electronic Handheld. This is fucked beyond belief. This is below human standards. This game is filth. This game puts the dye in diarrhea. Who wants to play Doom on a Tiger handheld console? It can't get any worse. Oh God! It's worse! Doom on R-Zone! Doom on a wristwatch!
Oh,
Doom on a flip phone? Oh. Doom on a calculator? That's right, Doom on a calculator. The crazy thing is, you think I'm making this up. It's actually real. I am playing Doom on a calculator. Doom on a Wawa order screen? You can play Doom while you're ordering mac and cheese. Doom on a gas pump? Fill up your car while blasting away demons. Don't smoke while you play it. Doom on the Dreamcast memory card screen? The VMU? I need to emphasize, not Doom on the actual Dreamcast, but on the memory card.
Oh my God.
Doom on the screen of your car? Well, that's dangerous. Doom on your thermostat? Doom on your VCR clock? Dig out your VCR for that one. Doom on your microwave? Good way to kill time while you're waiting for your food. Doom on the turkey thermometer? Doom on a pregnancy test? I'm not kidding here. For real. Somebody got this to work. Doom on the Odyssey? It's just a dot on the screen. But that overlay works nice. But it is the only Doom port where you get to use a realistic gun. Doom the Water Arcade! Now we're past the limits of electronics. Doom the Etch-a-Sketch? Doom the Flip Book?
No. Yeah, the Flip Book.
Doom on a Rubik's Cube?
Yes.
Doom on Pogs? Fucking Pogs! And finally, Doom the Suppository. It's the only one with Doom 2, because it's number 2! Diarrhea dumped the Doom out! And by the way, I took 10 of them earlier! You want to give me the Doom, you demonic devil dickhead? Well, I got some dookie Doom for you, fuckface! I'm gonna launch it out my ass through this sumbitch! This is the BFSG! Big fucking shit gun!
No, not that.
Bombs away, motherfucker! Here it comes! This way! Alright, where's the button? Where's that fucking button? Come on. Ah, here we go! Oh man!
Oh, sick. Nice.
It's you.
Never mind, the man behind the wall.
You're John Romero.
Yes, it was me all along.
You made fucking Doom.
Yes, and I've been waiting for you to review it. What took you so long, nerd? More than 200 episodes and you still haven't done Doom.
Are you telling me you've been behind my wall the entire time?
Yes, it's been interesting.
Okay, so look, you made me play all these Doom ports, you did all this weird stuff to the room, you're this decapitated head on a spike that's somehow alive, you're the great and powerful. Can you do just one thing? Can you get Doom to run on my Commodore 64?
No, I can't do that.
Commodore 64 is too old. All right, let's finish things up with this. More lies from Principal Skinner.
Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
No, I said steamed hams.
Ooh,
That's
the
what I
moon's
call
getting
hamburgers.
closer.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes,
The music's
it's a
getting
regional
faster.
dialect.
The moon's getting closer.
What region?
Upstate New York?
Really? Well, I'm from Utica,
Don't
and
forget
I
about
never heard
those.
anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh, not in Utica. No, it's an Albany expression.
I see. You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
Oh, no. Patented Skinner Burgers. Old family recipe.
For steamed hams.
Yes.
Yes, and you call them steamed hams, despite the fact they are obviously great.
It's lighting
Good
the
time was
kitchen
had by
on fire.
all. I'm poop.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
That's it?
No.
Oh,
Steam a good.
oh. Really?
Oh,
Yes, you have. All right. Well, anyways, it was just such perfect timing. This showed up in my recommendations. Anyways, let's get back to AVGN and Doom. Why was the fucking nerd acting like as if he doesn't have the Super Nintendo or the Jaguar or the 32X port? He clearly has those. We saw that in previous reviews, or, I remember it. It's a weird inconsistency, but I guess just for the sake of making a Halloween episode where you have to deal with a demon, which he crapped on at the end. Okay. I kind of had the feeling that the PS1 version, I didn't even know there was a PS1 version, but I had a feeling it'd be the best one, because I mean it was a later generation than what generation Doom had originally come out for. So of course it'd be better than the other consoles. That makes a lot of sense. And there is Doom 64, but it's a different game. It's literally its own game called Doom 64. I've actually heard good things about it, but I guess the visuals are dark and harder to see, which sucks. The thing is, that could also be an issue with playing an old console on a modern TV. I'll point something out. Strangely enough, my family, we've had a lot of consoles. I grew up in the 90s, so we had Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. We even had NES before that. Don't know what happened to the original one, but we eventually got the second version of the... I'm sorry. The program was acting weird, like froze for some reason. I don't know why it did that. I feel the need to check something because... Well, I'll check it later. It seems like it's working fine now. But, anyway. That was really weird. It just lagged so strangely there. I hope the actual video itself will be fine. But, yeah, so... Yeah, we even had the top loader NES later on. And then, yeah, we had the PS1 and the N64. Then when the next generation after that came out, we got the GameCube, eventually the Xbox. But despite the PS2 being the highest selling game console ever of all time, we never got that. I finally got a PS2 Slim, I don't know, like 7 years ago on eBay. And I decided to play Medal of Honor Rising Sun. That was a game I enjoyed playing a lot on the GameCube back when it was new. So I played it on the PS2, and I noticed that it was so dark. on that game on my newer flat screen TV, so I had to actually bring up the brightness. I only had to do that when I played the PS2. I didn't have to do that when I played, more recent consoles. It was frustrating. So I'm thinking it's possible that the issue the fucking nerd pointed out about Doom 64 could have just been an issue with an old console on a newer TV. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I've played Perfect Dark on my newer flat screen TV, the original on N64, Perfect Dark, and it was fine, but I think there were times where I noticed it was a little darker than I remember it being, and I had to bring up the brightness a little bit more, but it wasn't as bad as what I was doing with Medal of Honor Rising Sun on the PS2, but still. I have noticed sometimes older consoles, the display on a newer TV is darker for some reason. I think it has to do with using RCA cables or something. I don't think it's because of the console. I think it has to do with using RCA cables. Like the visuals on RCA compared to HDMI are just darker for some reason. But anyways, moving on from that, this was actually a really fun episode. Sometimes James Rolfe can go too far with the skits in his episodes, but in this case, it was a good balance. He mostly reviewed games, just different ports of Doom, and briefly Doom 64. The actual, skit, which was having to deal with that demon, was giving him the games to play, So it was interesting. I liked how this episode was made. I liked how it was done. It was really good, really entertaining. Really enjoyed it. Excuse me. That said, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I need to brush my hair. Yeah, I'm gonna go out to work with this mask on. It's Halloween. Yeah, I'm working on Halloween. Anyways, happy Halloween.